Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today I am back with a crochet and chat video, although still no crochet. See, I finished that virus shawl. I've done a couple of tutorials, but everything's always finished, so I'm not working on a big thing anymore. Well, I am, but not something that I can just sit and do here. You know, I always sort of keep my leftovers and then turn them into a blanket. Well, yep, all full of leftovers. It's all Stylecraft Special DK. So I have a question for you guys. What shall I make? So it's going to be a blanket. But my question is, what stitch? How should I do the colours? You know, sort of, yeah, help me, please. Give me some suggestions. Do I do squares, solid squares of all the colours? Do I do lines? What do I do? Okay? Let me know below. Now, questions. I've got the famous book, and we have Patricia Wilde. Why do I use US terms? That's a very good question. Now the thing is, Patricia, when I picked up crochet again, I went to YouTube to familiarize myself again with how it was done. But without knowing, I went to a lady who used US terms. And I didn't know there were different terminology, you know, US, UK. So when I learned to crochet, I learned to crochet in Dutch. So all the words that I knew for crochet, I had to learn them again. So I learned the US terminology. Then one day I ended up watching a UK lady, and she was like using different terminology, and I was, that's not right. Why is she using? And then she mentioned, oh, and in US terms this is, and I'm like, really? Is there two different ways? So yes, that was very confusing. But obviously, because I learned the US way first, I sort of am used to those, although I jump from one to the other now. I do most of my tutorials in US terms, and that's, yeah, sorry, it's just the way things go, really. But generally I do put a little flag here in the corner of my of my video, to let you know which one I am using. So there we go. That is why I use US terms. Okay, next question. Sharon Olsen and also William Hunter have asked me this. How do I wash my blankets? Do I block them? And do I put them in a dryer? Well, first of all, never ever put acrylic in your dryer, because it will come out all scrumpled up and all, you know, melted together. I can imagine. So no, never in a dryer. I always dry them on an airing thing, and I always dry them flat. I wash my blankets in a on a cycle that's sort of not too long, shortish, a wool cycle. I do let them spin quite a lot, so that most of the water is out before you try and dry it. And I do use Ökalan, or just some liquid washing powder, basically, not too much, just a little bit. I also put in some vinegar, because vinegar will make the colours keep. It sort of retains the colours, so I use that. I don't block blankets. I don't block anything in particular. I only block like triangular squares, triangles, you know, bunting, where you have the triangle. I block that. I should block my virus shawl. I've hung it up. That's now a couple of weeks ago. It's still there. I'll leave it until I want to wear it. Yeah, so I haven't blocked that. I should do, because that will even it out a bit, but it's fine. So I don't block if it's not necessary. Then Patricia Ryder, how did I come up with the name Ophelia Talks? I think I did that in a previous video where I used Ophelia as my screen name a long time ago for MSN, and so it's just stuck basically. Microsoft now thinks my name is Ophelia for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so it's Ophelia Talks, Ophelia Crafts there is as well. I used to do lots of crafty paper craft, so that was a channel as well, and now Ophelia Talks, because I don't only crochet, I also talk about it. I know, doesn't make sense, but never mind. Yeah, and before we go any further, I just want to thank you, all of you, all my subscribers. We're nearly at 10,000. For all your comments, for all your suggestions, and for all your questions, and please keep them coming. Okay, keep them coming. I love it. Right. William Hunter, you asked me, how did I make my Moorland blanket? I made it exactly as Lucy described it in her Attic 24 blog. And I have washed it several times. I've used the Ökalan, and it smells gorgeous. It smells of chewing gum. I don't know what it smells of, but every time I have it, it just, yeah, it smells nice. But yeah, it's been through the washing machine a couple of times, dried flat, and it's still perfect. And this is one of the easiest blankets that I have, that are on my sofa, that I've always got over my legs. There we go. Okay. Of course, do not dry it in the dryer. Jackie Lubeck. Where do I store all my blankets? Jackie, that's a very good question. They're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. I have a shelf in my bedroom, they're on there. I have a shelf there, and there's some rolled up there. I have them just on the sofa because I can't put them anywhere else. I have them in my wardrobe in my bedroom. I have them everywhere. They're just out and about, anywhere. Mystery cowls. I do love a good mystery cowl. I like it when you know what you're making, but I also like it when you don't know what you're making. Although, yeah, it's dangerous, isn't it? Because you want to know what you're going to make, because then you know what you're going to do with it. If you don't know what you're going to make, then you're really doing it for the sake of it, for just making it. But of course, that's what we're all about. We're all about crocheting, so we just want to crochet. And if you're making something pretty, then, you know, all the better. And your question is, am I Dutch? Well, actually, I speak Dutch. I was born in Belgium, and I spoke Dutch there. In Belgium, Belgium has 3 official languages: Dutch, French, and German. And the Dutch that's spoken in Belgium is called Flemish, and the French that's spoken in Belgium is called Walloon, and the German is just German, I think. But yeah, so I grew up in the Flemish part of Belgium, speaking Dutch. So yeah, I speak Dutch and obviously English, but I also do, you know, I find English patterns, yes, and I make those, but also I can do Dutch patterns as well, because obviously I understand them, and I, you know, that's what I first learned to crochet in. When I started crocheting now, I had to relearn all the terminology. And I am doing a Dutch cowl at the moment. This is the Hortense sweater, and it's a Dutch designer, and the pattern is in Dutch, and so I am doing it, and I'm really liking it. So I will show you this in a few weeks, hopefully, when it's finished. Right, so that was that question. And then we have one more question. Janine Kemp, what is my favorite size hook? Well, there's actually only when I first learned to crochet, I think I did everything in a 5, and I had a 5, and I thought I would never ever need anything else, but now it's a 3.5, because the Starcraft is just you know, it's perfect for a 3.5 for me. Normally it's a 4, it's prescribed as a 4, but my tension is quite loose, so I have to go down half a size. So 3.5 is perfect for my you know, for my tension and my stitches. So yes, my favorite size hook is, I'm just looking to see if I can find them, they're over there, is a 3.5 or a 4 even. Yeah, 4, a 4 or a 3.5. Oh, do I have to make up my mind? Yeah, 3.5. Okay. What do I like to make with cake yarns? Well, actually, I've not used them that often. I've only used a whirl here. But other than that, I haven't really had any cakes, and I haven't really used them. Sorry. But yes, that's that. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this is my box with leftovers. There's all kinds of colours in there. I have just finished the blanket, that's in there. I had some leftovers, so that's in there as well. I've had to buy extra for something, and I only used a tiny bit, so I've got nearly full balls in here as well, because I'm not using them anymore. So I am wondering, what can I make with it? Now, as you know, I did a stripy blanket last time with my leftovers. I am thinking more towards solid granny squares. What do we think? Let me know. Right, let me know in the comments below. Let me know any questions, anything you would like to tell me. Tell me about where you are, what the weather's like, what time is it, what are you going to have for dinner? That is just such a thing, isn't it? What are we going to have for dinner? Actually, we had pizza tonight. I texted my husband and said, it's your turn to cook, so I can do some filming tonight. And guess what he did? He bought pizza, from the supermarket. So we had to put it in the oven, and he got 2 bags of Caesar salad, sort of the salad, and then the 3 sachets. So we put those sachets on the salad. So we each had our salad with our pizza. And it was fine. I mean, we put a little bit of extra mozzarella on, and I had some pineapple pieces to go with it as well, which I didn't put on the pizza. I just had them next to it. So yes, that allowed me to have some more filming time. Men, eh? I thought he was going to cook a 3-course meal for me from scratch. No, he does cook, but obviously he had things to do tonight as well, so he's off for his meeting, and I'm home alone, and I can do this filming for you. So thank you very much for watching. Leave me some comments below, leave me some more questions, and I am going to start thinking about what I am going to do with this box here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!